T-minus 20 seconds.
Falcon-9 is configured at flight pressures.
T-minus 15. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have liftoff of the Falcon-9. Falcon-9 has cleared the tower.
This is Michael Hammersley, materials engineer, and I'm going to talk you through some of what you're seeing and hearing as the vehicle continues to ascend. You can tell that we've had a successful liftoff initially. The Falcon-9 has cleared the towers, and it is rapidly approaching what's called maximum aerodynamic pressure. This is known as max Q. It's when the rocket is pushing hardest against the atmosphere.
Speed 550 meters per second, downrange distance 2.3 kilometers.
For this. You can see the engine plume.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
The engine plume widening as the rocket is increasing in altitude and there's less pressure.
Telemetry power still look healthy. MVAC has begun chill.
MVAC chill means that the second stage engine is preparing itself to ignite. Shortly after main engine cutoff, we're going to separate the stages and begin the second stage ignition.
T plus 2 minutes. Speed 1.2 kilometers per second. Downrange distance 11 kilometers.
Main engine cutoff approaching shortly. First stage is returning to land as the second stage powers the Orbcomm satellites to low Earth orbit.
Stage 1 is on its flip.
The fairings have successfully deployed. You can hear everyone is phenomenally excited here.
Man, that is awesome. We are well on our way to taking Orbcomm to orbit, and that boost back burn, that's the first step of a really intense process to get that stage 1 back on land, man.
Yeah, like so many things just happened. My heart beat twice. 2 beats since we were on last, first of all. Secondly, there were so many important things. There was first the takeoff, the immediate takeoff, which is just a huge relief. Then there's max Q, and you have the maximum pressure. Past that, huge relief. Then the stage separation, and everyone here went nuts. People here were going crazy. And then the boost back. So everything is so far looking great, right?
So far, so good. Yeah, that boost back burn is going to go on for 30 seconds, and then it's going to cut off. We're going to flip the stage back around, and as we enter that atmosphere, those grid fins are going to pop out and start the guidance in through the atmosphere.
And so we're about 4 minutes away from when it would touch down, right?
Exactly. Okay. Yes, about 4 minutes away.
Everyone's really excited.
There's a lot
here.
of energy.
It's awesome. So much energy. Yeah, that boost back burn is really important because it reorients us back down to the launch site, back down to landing zone 1, as opposed to normally after the first stage separates from a rocket, after the second stage separates from a rocket, that first stage will continue on a sort of ballistic trajectory and crash into the ocean, but we are coming back to land.
One of the things I think that is another thing that I just not that intuitive is what an orbit is, and so right now the second stage is
going far
into
orbit.
Right,
yeah.
it is going faster and faster and higher to try to ping these satellites off into orbit. And what that means is, you're not floating in orbit. The gravity is almost the same as it is on Earth. So what's happening is it's almost like the second stage is like a giant throwing the satellites as hard as it can, so that they're going 17,000 miles an hour. So you can basically curve around the Earth. They're falling, but they're going so fast that they're actually curving at the same curvature of the Earth.
Well, yeah, and I know the same thing. A lot of people that I think of space as just going up really high and back down, which is a lot of like space tourism kind of things. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to deliver satellites and stuff like that.
They're super
really fast
sideways.
Which is why it's really hard to bring this stage back, because the faster you go, the harder it gets to actually come back as well.
Yes. So, and also, you know, being able to get all of these satellites into that orbit, that's really hard. But then having 11 and getting them to maintain their orbit is also really difficult.
But let's check in actually with John Innsbrucker for another update on how both the second stage burn is going and also how that first stage is going. Pre-burn for the first stage is on its way. Everyone's super excited out here. That burn's going to last about another 30 seconds or so, slowing ourselves down as we get closer and closer to the landing pad.
Yes. Now this stuff is super, super hard. Not only do we have a series of maneuvers that we need to achieve in order to get that rocket back down to the ground, but it's actually a super complicated thing. Like, you did some cool analogy and some cool math to figure this out, right?
I tried to figure out how hard this really is, and so I crunched the numbers with the size of the rocket and the size and how high it's going. What's happening with the first stage is it's like launching a pencil over the Empire State Building, having it reverse, come back down, and land on a shoebox on the ground in a windstorm. That's what's happening.
That's the critical part.
Yes, and I don't think I could throw a pencil over the Empire State Building and catch them
to try to do. And the crazy thing is, we're like 30 seconds away from this
crazy maneuver.
This extremely energetic room is a hush.
Oh my gosh.
Just getting the last burn is going in. Landing legs should be deploying in about 10 seconds or so. That is a view from the landing pad.
That is that first stage
Coming
coming
back.
back down to land and kicking up. History in the making, guys.
Stage 1 is landed. LZ-1, the Falcon is landed. Landing operators moving to procedure 11.100, section 3 on LZ-1 VNet and recovery net. Repeat, the Falcon has landed.
Landed the first stage of our rocket onto landing zone 1. It's standing up there straight and proud and beautiful. As you can tell, everybody here is going absolutely insane. And rightfully so.
Huge first time this has happened. Moon here is just extremely exciting. Tim's so happy you can come out and join this.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. This is the most exciting thing I've ever witnessed.
Yeah,
I've never seen a group of people more excited, like freaked out excited, like the looks in people's eyes there. And I gave someone a jumping hug. It's hard to understand what a big moment this is. Every single space agency in the world is watching this. This is, I mean, there's so many quotes of people in space agencies saying, this will never be done. 5 or 6 years ago, people saying, it's not possible to land the first stage. And they did it. You guys did it.
It's a huge
Nice going.
And we just got confirmation we have a successful good order for second stage. We're making preparations to deploy the work on satellite. So we are on a nominal trajectory for the second stage as well.
I can't hear him.
Point to Michael.
Back for first spacecraft.
And
Payload spacecraft
we
1 and 2
have
have been deployed.
visual confirmation of satellite deployment. Mission is continuing to progress nominally. We have 5 more satellite separation events. Now, the reason that we're staggering these deployments is in order to allow the satellites to have some spacing, to give them their proper location within the constellation that's going to provide that continuous global coverage that Lauren was speaking about earlier. They have a parking orbit of about between 620 and 660 kilometers in altitude. And we're waiting for confirmation of the next few sets of deployments.
Spacecraft 3 and 4 have been deployed.
You just saw the next 2 satellites deploy. Mission is continuing nominally. You'll notice that you can only see one satellite come off the actual payload fairing, or fairing adapter, forgive me. That's in order to keep the satellite and second stage moving in a straight path. If it,
Satellite deployment. As you can hear, everyone here is just extremely, extremely excited that we both have a first stage that is sitting on ground, and also we are taking care of the nominal primary mission here. It's all about delivering those satellites to orbit as well. The secondary, the sugar on top or whatever.
The very
Cherry on
delicious,
top was the first
delicious
stage
cherry
thing.
on
Well,
top.
because the worst thing that could happen is after this incredible moment, if something goes wrong here, it really would kill the bus. So, we really, want to get this right now just to orient me and everyone else. So, 3 have been deployed, correct? Correct.
Yes.
Out of
Well,
5.
3 deployment sequences, 2 satellites per deployment. So 6 have been deployed, which is just over half of them.
And now there's 2 more deployments.
3 more deployments.
3 more deployments?
Yes.
Okay. So, for 11 total.
Correct.
And you're only seeing about 1 go off at a time because that's given our camera angle. The other has half of that payload time fitting. You can see there's another satellite as well.
Great.
Another successful deployment. We have confirmation that that is good. And just remember, that is a live view from space. That is the blackness of space. We are 620 kilometers in space right now.
What I think is cool, it looks like it's just sitting there calmly and these things are coming out and everything's going slowly, when the fact is, these things are going 17,000 miles an hour. And I kind of figured out once that if you're on the beach and something was going this fast out into the ocean, it would go over the horizon and out of sight in a half a second. That's how fast these are going.
It's insane. And there's the
looks like
4th
we just got
deployment. It's another
of the
successful
next one.
deployment. There's one more. We're waiting for just the final deployment of the constellation here. Should be about another 20 seconds or so. We'll be seeing that last satellite be separated.
This will be the 11th satellite. and that will complete this mission. After we deploy this final satellite, we will then deorbit the second stage. And we have successful deployment of the 11th and final